So what's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Ryan from Freedom Foods Farm, and today we have to finish preparing for an ice storm that is potentially going to hit us. And you know, this is February and I'm kind of worried just because of what happened last February. All the reports are saying it's not going to be as bad as the snowpocalypse last year, because that shut us down for a week. That was just the hardest week that we've had here. It was really rough. So I'm preparing for this storm to be just as bad, or if even worse than the last one, because last year we didn't lose power, we didn't lose water. We got really lucky. All things considered, because we kind of got caught with our pants down, and I just don't want that to happen again. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through and get all the animals set up to where I'm not having to haul buckets from inside, 5-gallon buckets of water from inside. I'm not having to try and figure out how to run a hose. I'm not trying to, just do stuff on the fly. I kind of know what to prepare for. It's not going to be as bad, but I'm acting like it's going to be as bad. And then we're going to be okay, and it's not going to be, maybe if we get a little bit of snow, we can actually enjoy it. But to start, we just got to fill up the cow's water, and it's almost there. And then we got to go check on the little calf, and then get everything started, because we actually have quite a bit to do today. There's still stuff that we could do tomorrow, because it's not going to hit till tomorrow evening, or maybe even early Thursday morning. But I just want to get everything set up for today, and then we don't have to worry about too much when it actually hits. Okay, what we're doing is we're filling up water for Ellie, Skywalker, and little baby Rosemary over there. That's their little pen. And what we're going to do is, once that's done filling up, we're going to fill up this IBC tote all the way. And I've talked about this before, but this is very strategically placed for events like this. You see, I'm standing right in front of it. That's east, okay? So that gets the morning sun, and then it gets the south sun as well. So, most of our sun comes from the south because we're in the northern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere, obviously, swap it. So it's gonna heat up as soon as the sun starts rising that way. I also have it against a metal building, to where the building will actually retain heat as well. Then I'm going to fill this up all the way, all the way to the brim, because the water will also retain heat. So if it gets down to single digits, will it freeze on the spigot down there? Probably. But worst comes to worst, it's not going to freeze. It shouldn't freeze. Okay, I'm going to say this, preface this. It shouldn't freeze all the way through. Worst comes to worst, I can get a drill with an auger bit and drill through the ice. Kind of go ice fishing, and then get a hose and pull a siphon out to the trough. So this is going to get interesting. It could end up being to where this is just a little mild storm, but everything that I'm reading is where it's going to be ice. We might lose power. Well, I'm counting on losing power. So getting solar stuff charged up for the phones. Having enough firewood. I did that all yesterday. We have enough firewood to get through, probably about a week. So just in case. So while that's filling up, we have a different animal this year to contend with, and that is our ducks and geese. Last year, well, we kind of had to contend with them last year. Lucky Ducky, the only duckling that hatched, was actually in the mail. We bought the fertilized eggs off of eBay. It was the only duckling out of the 24 that we ordered, the only egg out of the 24 that we ordered to hatch that was shipped during that time. So we didn't really have to contend with them. This year we do. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing for our ducks and geese this year. Now, ducks, kind of like chickens, they can take cold and they can take wet separately. They can't take wet and cold, and what it's calling for is freezing rain. So this is going to put a lot of pressure on them. And if you've seen our videos about how we keep our ducks and geese, you can see it's just a boat trailer that we have. And 99% of the year, literally 99% of the year, that works out just fine. That works out just fine, because they just go huddle under there when a predator flies over, or when it's too hot, or when it gets chilly, they can go and go get underneath there, and it's enough heat. If the extremes happen, I'm a little bit worried about them. So I'm gonna do something to try and help them out a little bit. The original plan was to put these guys in the greenhouse in the wintertime and have that be their winter housing, but got busy, wasn't feeling well for a little bit, caught the virus for you know, just a couple days, but it took me a little bit to, you know, get my energy back up. So I just didn't get around to it. So gonna improvise a little bit. This probably won't be a long-term thing. It could be if depending on how it works out, but probably won't be. But we'll see where we go from here. So I'll just show you what we're gonna do and try and make it work. So we are across the street at my dad's farm, and the ducks and geese way out there on the other side of the road. So what we're gonna do is, because this is already pretty set up, especially for them, because I think this was an old chicken coop, we're here at one of the barns, and we're gonna go and clean out what was, you know, I think was a chicken coop at some point the previous owners used. So that way the ducks and geese can be in there protected from the freezing rain and the ice, so they don't get too cold, so they can, you know, just be a little bit more comfortable. So would they be able to make it out there? I think so. It'd just be really hard on them, and it's just not something that I really want to do. So gonna clean this thing out. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here it is right here. Oh, and open. See? Look at this. This is little mini old chicken coop. Decent size. It's got chicken wire on it already, so I think they'll be just fine. The storm's not supposed to be coming out of the east, which is that direction over there, so they'll be good in there. And what I'll probably do is, if I can, try and set up the fence to where one post there and then kind of goes and works its way around to where they can get a little bit of a run, and then put the other end of the post there, just open the door in the morning, and then hopefully try and guide them in at night and see how easy that would be. They're definitely not used to that, but I think they'd appreciate it during this cold snap, if it's as bad as some people are saying. There we go. Lay down some bedding. Should be enough, I think, just to get us through a 3-day little spell. If this was going to be longer than 3 days, I'd be putting down a lot more than this. Probably be going and getting some wood chips, but this'll do for just a couple day deal. Okay, now we got this set up. What we need to do is go get them, and to try and do that, it's gonna get a little bit interesting because I've never caught them in the net before. I have an idea how to do it. I hope it works. Well, let's go see. Alright, you ready for my wild and crazy method? So we have ducks and geese here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a spare dog crate that we have, or a dog, you know, cage, inside of there. Then I didn't feed them as much yesterday, so I know they're a little bit hungry. And I'm gonna put their feed inside of it, try and get as many of them to go in, close it up, then put the ducks in here into our poultry cage, and the geese might, well, one at a time, we'll probably go in here. I might even actually put the ducks in here because that's actually looking like a better idea now that I'm looking at it. So we're gonna have a goose in the box. Don't eat a jack in the box, eat where they put a goose in the box. So we're definitely gonna see if this works. If it works, great. My wild and crazy idea is we can just chalk another one up to a success. If it doesn't, then there's another whole long list of failures. So this will be fun. That went a lot better in my head. None of them took the bait. 0. So what I'm probably gonna have to do is I'm probably gonna have to start making the net smaller and smaller and smaller, and then try and get them in there or try and grab them through that. Not what I wanted to be doing today, but this will get interesting. Well, this is going very badly. I got 2, and the rest are out. So I'm gonna go drop them off and then come back and try and herd them back into the thing and just try it all over again. This is gonna be hard by myself. This has been a nightmare. This has been a complete nightmare. Thankfully right now, have all the ducks. This is where we stand right now. We have all the ducks inside the coop over there, okay? Brought over like a dozen ducks at first, and was going, chasing the other ones, was like diving on them, catching them, having to run. I had to do a sprint for each one of them, and just had to watch for them to trip up or get caught in the net. Come back over here with the rest of the ducks, with like 30-something ducks. The 12 were out. I'm going, are you kidding me? Somehow they got out, and the way they did it was, I didn't check the coop good enough apparently. There was a little hole that they could slip right under, and sure enough, they were all out. And then, because, you know, their home is across the street, so they start walking towards the road, so I have to sprint over there, and they're maybe 8 feet from the road when I finally get in front of them, and cut them off, and now I'm chasing ducks again. So I get them, like half of them, back into the coop. Then I start unloading some of them because the other half are just hanging around here. And then I go back and catch 4 more, then start unloading more of them off the side-by-side. Then the 2, I catch, well, there's 2 left running around. I catch one of them, and the other one is just doing, you know, parkouring in here. And finally get the rest of them off the side-by-side from the box and the crate, and have to go, run, jump over, and I literally have to dive and catch this last duck. Finally in there. Now where we're at is now we have to go do this with geese. Oh man, today's a day. All right, here we go. Those geese are a lot faster and a lot more athletic than ducks. So I'm gonna try and herd them back into the madness over there, and then see what we can do. We're gonna be all right? We're gonna be able to do this? Okay, let's rock and roll. Alright, so it's the next day, and for those of you wondering, you can hear them out there. The geese are still out. Couldn't catch them. Might try again in a little bit, but need to get this done first. And that is, check it out. And that is this. We have the IBC tote here, and you can see where their water trough was. And you can see they get kind of wet from the last rain that we got, and that's just not good. That's just not good. So what we're going to do, we have about a half a load of wood chips that we're just going to spread out here and get rid of bare ground. Bare ground, not our friend, not a good thing. Nothing grows on bare ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover it up, even though this is a high impact area. Bare ground, just we're going to do everything we can to where we don't have any more of it. And then the storm that's hitting us, it's calling for around 2 inches of rain. Starting at like 6 o'clock tonight and going until however long, and then that rain will turn into freezing rain come tomorrow, you know, late morning, and then possibly snow later tomorrow. So if we get 2 inches of rain on this, it's just going to become more of a muddy mess, and it's just not good. So we're going to take care of it now. And that is so much better. The cows will get a better footing. We're not going to have a muddy mess everywhere, and just works out better for everybody. Okay, now that they got their hay set up, they have the remnants of a bale back there and 2 more. This should easily last them 4 days, And then they got their wood chips down. Now the last thing to do is to bring the cows in, because man, that compost back there, you walk on it and your feet are just like, oh, this is warm. Especially when it gets really cold and I check them at night. It's like, oh, this is nice. So they're not gonna be cold. We're gonna go snuggle up in that, have plenty of hay to eat on, and hopefully it doesn't go single digits. It's not. There's only been 1 or 2 reports that I've seen that could hit single digits, but we'll see. I'm not relying on anything rather than just the weather, because last year, the snowpocalypse, oh yeah, it'll get down to, you know, 4 degrees. It got down to like the negative, almost like negative 12. It was cold. Okay, there we go. Bring this like this. Uh-oh. More, and let's do it. Hey, cows! Come on, cows, come on! Come on, cows! Come on, cows, come on! Come on, cows! Come on! We're coming. Come on, cows! Come on, cows, come on! Come on, cows! Come on, cows, come on! Come on, cows! Come on, cows, come on! Come on, cows! Let's go! Come on, cows, come on! Come on, cows! Come on, cows! Come on, cows, come on! Come on, cows! Come on, cows, come on! Come on, cows! Jeez, let's go! Come on, cows, come on! Come on, cows! Come on, cows, come on! Come on. Now we're just filling up water for the day, and I feel like we're almost there. I feel like we're almost to the point to where we can be a little bit, comfortable going into the storm. Cows have hay. They're, you know, not going to be in a sloppy mess. The ducks are across the street. The last thing that we have to do is try and get those geese, and I think I'm going to try one more time. And geese, because you know, it's just the 2 of them underneath the shelter. They could probably handle it a lot better than the ducks, and they're a lot bigger. I'll just put out some extra food for them if I'm not able to catch them. We'll try it one more time, but after that, I mean, it's just I feel like there's no use. I have to go get a what I need a long fishing net to where I'm just gonna have to catch them like that if and when I have to catch them. So that'll be a thing. Because as you can see, they are still out there, very proudly squawking away, and just don't want to be caught. I like to think that we're over prepared, because then this should be a really easy thing. If all goes wrong, you know, they have hay. I can still move hay probably during the ice storm. I'm gonna get my cleats, my old baseball cleats out, and that way I don't slip and fall like I was last year. And then if the water situation just doesn't work, what I'll do is I'm gonna open up this gate and have them go down the lane here all the way out to the pond, and I'll just go out there and break ice on the pond for them to drink out of, and that should be more than fine. So hopefully we don't lose power. I'm expecting that we do, because the ice. Hopefully, you know, the water doesn't, you know, hopefully the water doesn't freeze. Hopefully that we're over prepared for it and it's a lot milder than it is. But we'll see. And if you don't hear from me for a couple days, it probably means that the power went out. If you do, then I'll probably be making, you know, a few videos inside because it's nice and toasty and warm in there. And I have plenty of firewood to get us through, and maybe have a s'more or two. So we'll see. And here it comes. You can see it's starting to, like you can see on the water, the ripples, it's starting to rain. So hope everybody that's gonna be affected by this ends up okay. I'm sure we will. We'll be fine. But now that it's raining, it's probably time for you guys to go away, because you guys and water don't mix very well. So with that, if you want to see how it turns out, how everything comes out, hit that subscribe button down below, ring the notification bell so you get notified when we put up new videos. Hit the like button because it really does help with the YouTube algorithm. Drop a comment if you like, alright? And stay warm out there, alright? See ya.